Hello friends, welcome to another episode on the Majestic Bean channel. Today we have a very interesting video prepared for you. We are going to answer a very common question that coffee enthusiasts ask when it comes to the Baratza Sette grinder. And that question is, can the Baratza Sette grind for filter brewing methods? Before we begin with this video, I want to talk to you for a second. If you want to become a better home barista, start now by joining us on our coffee journey by subscribing to this channel. Also, press the bell button as well, so that way you never miss out on any of our new videos and you also get notified whenever we go live as well. Now back to the topic of this video. The short answer is yes, the Baratza Sette can grind for filter brewing methods. But there is a more important question that needs to be asked, and that is, does the Baratza Sette have the grind range to cover both espresso and filter brewing methods? Now let me put this more important question into perspective. When I received my new Baratza Sette 270 grinder, I unboxed it, and when I tried to make espresso, I wasn't able to because the grinder wasn't grinding fine enough. What I had to do is install one of the two shims Baratza provides with every Baratza Sette purchase, and then straight away I was able to grind fine enough for espresso. Having one of the shims installed and being able to grind for espresso got me wondering, can I also brew filter coffee while having one of the shims in the grinder? And it seems that I'm not the only person asking this question. There is a lot of people asking the same question online. I've seen many videos where people claim it can't be done. You can't have this grinder set for espresso, but also have the grind range to grind coarse enough for filter brewing methods. So I thought, let's make a video and settle the score once and for all. So let's begin and let's start brewing some delicious coffee. I'm gonna take 30 grams of filter roasted coffee, grind it on the Sette's coarsest setting, which is 30i. I will use a recipe of 30 grams dose to half a liter yield. The recipe calls for around 3.5 to 4 minutes brewing time. So if we hit this time or have a shorter brewing time, that would mean we are able to grind for filter brewing methods. If you guys want to learn how to brew delicious V60 coffee at home, check out this video above and let me know what you think about it. So here we have it, guys. The coffee is brewed. It has cooled down a bit so we can taste it and see how it tastes. The brewing time for the 30-gram dose and 500 grams of brewed coffee was 4 minutes and 5 seconds. What I brewed is a Brazilian coffee roasted by Genovese from Melbourne, and for this particular coffee I was aiming between 3.5 to 4 minutes of brewing time for this particular recipe. So that means I'm just 5 seconds over it. Since I ground the coffee on the Sette's coarsest setting, this would mean that I'm very limited when it comes to making adjustments. I cannot grind any coarser, so that means I cannot have a faster brewing time. So I'm left with two choices. If I wanted to make bigger batches of filter coffee, I would need to use another grinder, a grinder that allows me to grind specifically for filter brewing methods, such as the Baratza Encore that I have here. Or the second option would be just to decrease the amount of filter brewed coffee that I'm making. So instead of half a liter, I could make just 1 cup, or around 250 to 300 grams. And that way I would probably be on the 27 to 28 dial over here on the Sette. So I would still have a bit of room to play and adjust the recipes. I'm the type of person who drinks a lot of filter coffee, so this second option would not work out for me. Let's give this coffee a try now and see if it at least tastes nice. As far as I remember from brewing this coffee a couple of days ago, it should taste very sweet. It's low on acidity, but very sweet and balanced, and overall it tastes very delicious. So let's see how we go. Look, to be honest, it tastes good, but I think this particular batch would benefit from a shorter brewing time, just because it has this muddiness at the end of the sip that's very prominent, and I did not get it when I brewed it using the Baratza Sette grinder, which gives me a bigger range of grind settings when it comes to brewing filter coffee. As you can see, the Baratza Sette is not an ideal grinder to cover both espresso and your filter brewing needs at the same time. If you have the shim installed, just like me, it means you can grind fine enough for espresso and get all of those little adjustments for espresso that this particular grinder provides. But if you want to brew filter coffee, you are kind of limited because you cannot grind coarse enough and make adjustments to brew bigger batches of coffee. So a short answer to, does the Baratza Sette have the grind range to cover both espresso and filter brewing method, is depends. It depends on if you want to brew big batches of filter coffee or a bit smaller. If you're like me and you want to brew bigger batches of coffee, then unfortunately you can't. But if you want to brew just 1 cup of coffee, then you can definitely do it. If you want a grinder that covers all of these grind ranges between espresso and filter brewing methods, then you're probably looking at a bigger investment. So you would probably need to spend more money on something like the Niche Zero, which definitely can cover all of these grind settings. Another solution would be to get a second grinder, just like I have over here, which is the Baratza Encore. So that way I have the Baratza Sette 270 to cover my espresso brewing needs, and the Baratza Encore when I want to brew delicious filter coffee. What I want to do now is give you guys the opportunity to let me know what your experience is with this grinder over here. So if you have a Baratza Sette at home, let me know in the comments below if you can brew delicious espresso and filter coffee using the same grinder. If not, what was your solution? Did you get a second grinder, or was it something else that I'm not aware of? If you found this video useful and you want to see some more caffeinated content, check out some of our other videos. If you want to buy us a coffee, you can do that by clicking the PayPal link in the description below. We also have some affiliate links in the description in case you want to buy the same equipment that we have on our espresso and brew bar. So with that being said, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. So peace.